We got the final balance changes for the new August season coming in Clash Royale the 7th of August, and I can tell you guys, Supercell's finalists in the community, and we got great balance changes coming up. So first of all, the Royal Giant gets a huge nerf in my opinion in the evolution. So it's not the normal Royal Giant, it's the evolution Royal Giant, which you kind of need to keep in mind, and I'm kind of reading that up and kind of giving my opinion. It's gonna be hit points minus 8.3%. I can tell you guys, of course, this won't be like the major big change which allows the Royal Giant or like the Royal Giant to be dead in the game and nobody can use it anymore, but I think it's a great step. Minus 8% of a card which has a lot of HP is a big deal, and also at the same time with the other change I'm gonna tell you soon, I think this might be really solid, and I just think, okay, Royal Giant itself is good. You kind of could argue that it might need a bigger nerf. It's kind of like both ways. So sometimes I kind of think, okay, Royal Giant needs a bigger nerf, but also at the same time I think like the other changes are gonna change this a bit up. So Royal Giant minus 8.3% life is helpful, and I personally think this might be enough to make sure Royal Giant won't be game breaking anymore. So guys, next up we got the Mighty Miner. I think these changes still stay the same, so it will be the same stuff as I showed you in the work in progress balance changes, plus 12.5% time to get the full damage. So basically means it takes more time to Mighty Miner to load his full potential of his damage, and basically means also when you get like, when your opponent gets the Mighty Miner to your tower, it's not that scary anymore when the Mighty Miner has 1 HP, because right now the Mighty Miner is really loading up fast and deals a ton of damage to your tower, but this won't happen anymore after the balance change. So I think this makes him a bit more easy to defend, also less annoying to defend him, and I think this is the most important thing, right? Clash Royale should be a game which shouldn't be too annoying, and this is also what we're going to talk about some of the next changes. But I think personally Mighty Miner will be still broken, or not broken, but like really strong, because currently it's by far the best champion, but I could arguably see that less people are going to use it after like compared to some different cards, which I think might be really great, but like I still think it's going to be a great option. Next up we got the Goblin Giant, and Goblin Giant also still has the same change as in the work in progress balance change. I honestly don't really understand like why, because I just feel like I don't really think it's like a bad change at all. I mean, it's just like an unnecessary change, so I don't really get why Supercell continue like changing the Goblin Giant, because nobody really likes Goblin Giant. I personally don't like Goblin Giant. You guys don't like Goblin Giant? Maybe some Sparky users love Goblin Giant, but they kind of decide to do like the hit points plus 6%. Is it a huge change? Will it be like major change card in the game after the August season, or like in the August season? No. But it would be still like happy, or like I feel like people which are using Sparky already are going to be even like happier like using Goblin Giant Sparky, but people which don't play Goblin Giant Sparky at all, they will not play this deck, because the only reason people are picking up decks which they don't play yet, of course card level dependent, but in case you have the card level, it's kind of because the card gets broken and you need to use it to have success and to be successful. But I think this won't happen. Yes, it's a great change for Goblin Giant, it's a good change for the Goblin Giant, because also the spear goblins are like, they're always like helping the Goblin Giant to break through buildings, to break through tubes, and if the Goblin Giant has 6% HP more, also the spear goblins of the backpack from the Goblin Giant, of course, like they're so helpful. They're chipping more, they're dealing more damage, they're getting more value also. So I personally don't like Goblin Giant. I think Goblin Giant, like compared to Giant, is a bit weaker, but overall you don't see Giant in the meta, you don't see Goblin Giant in the meta, but this has different reasons. Because of the Firecracker defensive spam cycle decks, not because Goblin Giant is really bad itself. So the good thing is, I'm pretty sure Goblin Giant won't be meta, but there's still 1% of my body which is saying you should be a bit scared. So next up, one of my favorite changes of this balance change, and I personally love Clash Royale doing this, because I think in my last video where I talked about the work in progress balance changes, I was kind of unhappy about the change, because I think I was saying that the Battleground change isn't enough, but they changed it even more. So Battleground a card which I personally love to play, and also at the same time it's an easy to defend card, right? If we talk about cards like Bomb Tower, hard counters the Battleground, Cage hard counters the Battleground, Cannon also, Pekka one-shots it with the help of the tower. And these are all of the cards, or like all of the cards which make the Battleground look bad, but Supercell just decided to change the charge distance. I think this is also the same which we talked about in the work in progress balance changes, so it charges way faster, minus 40.3%. So the Battleground is going to charge way faster to the tower, which is absolutely crazy and really helpful. So an example, the Battleground is like walking to the tower like after, I don't know, like after a log comes down from the opponent, but then the charge speed will be way faster. So it might be the possibility that the Battleground is like one like a really small tile before the tower and still getting the charge up to deal more damage. This is like the most important thing. So this is really good, but also at the same time, this is like, this won't be changed too much. This is of course sometimes like annoying when the Battleground gets another connection with the charge, but I think the bigger change will be the RAM hit points. So Supercell decided to also give the Battle RAM 6% more HP, and I would say the 6% HP more alone wouldn't really change much. I would say the charge distance alone wouldn't really change much alone, but both of them together might be absolutely crazy and might give them opportunity to get like a ton of volume in a few different decks, and also might make sure to see more Bridge Ram decks, because I feel like Bridge Ram right now is in a really huge, or like in a really bad spot compared to other decks, especially because of the Firecracker spam. We will talk also about the Firecracker soon. So I think this could be really great to see, because Firecracker will also get a nerf, all of the cheap cycle spam. So I think Battle Ram might be one of the better win conditions in the August season. So guys, this will be a change of the Tesla, which I think talked about already about the last kind of changes, and I played this card a bit on the dev account. I can tell you guys, Tesla will be, I wouldn't say busted, but absolutely strong, and in my opinion will be the second best building after the new Clash Royale update. Will be not better than Bomb Tower, but better than Inferno Tower at least, because right now I feel like you're using Bomb Tower in every single deck. Of course, some people used Inferno Tower until they found out Inferno Tower still like makes like your cycle a bit weaker with like Hog decks, an example, and it's not also is not that great against RG, because you can kind of block the Inferno with Barbarian Belt, Fireball him off. So I think Tesla will be an absolutely crazy option, because Tesla, they decided to change the attack speed from 1.2 seconds to 1.1 seconds, which is, for you guys, like might be like just like a minor change, but I can tell you guys, this is like the change which made this card broken back in the days. I know if you guys remember the time in 2021 in the World Finals, also a ton of people used Tesla. Like Tesla was the best best card in every single deck. Tesla was used in like Graveyard Control decks and Hog Rider, in minor cycle decks, on Logbait decks, and I could personally think that Tesla might be really strong. People of you might ask now, will it also be a fact Xbow? Will Xbow be back in the meta? And I can tell you it might be back, because tomorrow we will take a look at the Night Evolution. Hey! Through the newest evolution in Clash Royale. So this will be some gameplay for tomorrow's video, so make sure to subscribe and check out there. And I can tell you guys, Xbow might have a comeback also in combination with the Tesla and the Night Evolution. So next up we got the Skeleton Evolution, and this is absolutely great. In my opinion at least, I personally think this is really cool that Supercell kind of changes also. So Skeleton Evo cycles, and this is like kind of the thing people are complaining about. Why the heck does the Skeleton have a cycle of 3 and not of 2? And they kind of changed it. So right now, after this update, Skeleton cycle of the evolution will be 2, but they also decided to change the maximum skeletons from 8 to 6. And I personally think this will change a lot, because sometimes right now, I don't know, the skeletons, like, it doesn't really feel like it's worth to play them. You kind of want to play something else. It doesn't really change too much, and also you don't really get the Evo skeletons a ton of times on the map, because you're kind of splitting the skeletons oftentimes in the back. When you're splitting Evo skeletons in the back, you basically don't get any value, but it's still one elixir. And I just feel like if you cycle them more often, of course, you're going to get them more on the map, and you will get more value eventually, compared to have like a 3-card cycle with this type of card. So guys, as a last card, we got the Firecracker, and I think the Firecracker was a card which I was pretty mad about, because I felt like the nerf wasn't enough, so Supercell decided to add some extra stuff. They still said, okay, they're going to do the hit points minus 9%, so it still doesn't die to arrows. This is huge to keep in mind, but some interactions are going to change, so it's not going to stay alive with 1 HP anymore and shreds the tower. So it's still going to die to arrows, but like some interactions are going to change massively, which I think is really huge to know. So also, this will be like a really important thing in my opinion. Is like, I think you guys kind of see it here already in the background. It will kind of show it, or like it kind of shows that the knockback aspect of the evolution cracker won't be that big anymore. So the knockback, it won't knock back as much anymore, and I think this is really cool, because sometimes like people miss the fireball, miss the arrows on the Evo Cracker, and it was just like way more annoying. But with like the knockback not being as effective anymore, I feel like the card gets way less annoying. And now we're coming in with the biggest aspect of this type of card, which we're also like taking a look at the gameplay here against Big Spin, which I think is really important, because now I think the most annoying thing about the Firecracker is just like the Firecracker dealing so much damage for no reason. This is like the most annoying thing, right? Like you're playing the Firecracker on top of a Spear Goblin, on top of a Skeleton, on top of a Goblin, and you're just like shredding the tower for no reason. This is like the most annoying thing, right? But I personally think the change which they're going to do right now is absolutely incredible, because they said the removed spark buff stacking, overlapping spark buffs will not stack. So this is like, this might sound like really weird for you guys and you don't really know what to do with that, but I can guys kind of tell you what that means. It means less damage on the tower, at example. So we can take a look at the gameplay against Bigspin opponent. Bigspin here plays the Evo Cracker. And you guys remember the time when the Evo Cracker connected to tower? You guys remember this time? So back then it was like, look at the left side. Back then it felt like, okay, it was like 1k damage, at least. But just like 200-300. And now the tower's on 2k HP. The Evo Cracker connected. And normally we've been like down to 1k HP. But it won't happen anymore. So look at this. Yes, it's still like 400 damage. But compared to the Firecracker before that, it's not that game-changing anymore. So I would say it's like kind of making the card overall less annoying, in my opinion. This is the most important thing, because Firecracker, yes, on defense, when you don't have a big spell and if you don't have the right cards, she will still be annoying. She will be still annoying. You still don't really want to play against that. But the biggest change, in my opinion, to the Firecracker, that she's like not a big win condition anymore. Because I always compare this card to the Musketeer, right? You want to get defensive value, but on offense she's kind of useless. But the difference is that the Firecracker, she was OP on defense, but broken on offense because she was technically a secondary win condition. I think this might not be the card anymore. She won't be a win condition anymore. People will now complain, man, I used the evolution on her. What I'm supposed to do is she will still be good on defense. She will still be good on like Hogwarts decks, for example. But I feel like this Drill Tornado deck won't be as good anymore, because the damage she does won't be that great anymore. So she won't be that good on offense, but she will still be good on defense, and she still will be annoying on defense. But at least you're not gonna lose a game because of one Firecracker connection anymore. I mean, you can still technically lose that, but you also already lost like basically to this kind of interaction before the Evo Cracker came out in a normal Cracker like here. So it still does decent amount of damage. The range is still good, but I think this change was the right step in the right direction. I think like compared to the work in progress balance change, this was great. Let me know what you guys think about that. Do you guys agree with me? You guys are as positive as me, or you guys saying mortenroyale, you get paid for saying that? And yeah, I'm like really interested to see your opinion. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about it. What will be meta? I will show you guys the top 3 decks, best decks next season. I will show you guys tomorrow the Night Evolution, and I would say I'm out. See you guys tomorrow. I'm really interested to see your comments about this video.